At this particular moment, make say Ghana Security Council episode almost relevant in the trend, almost stay in the trend because back to back. How are almost back in the news? No, back to back. Enwa enu watch or Kereche River Mensa. Emma Medians ebeye he ene anopay. Omo ako ready. Former Bank of Ghana governor, that is Dr. Anderson. Omo ko Dr. Anderson fie said omo call Ken Ofurata fie no. Na if you no call ya was and some people be na no. And I see in this particular video, memo hu die ntia omo ekọ fie ho. And na omo ko fie ho so ade be port ne ko si fie ho no. Afenyo Markin eso abema counter defense concerning the raider ekọ so e former governor of Bank of Ghana the fie. Aha Penyah block media. Message say any day mo. Over like video na that one. Over subscribe button. Let's now click notification icon for latest updates. Na be kire wadwen area ma me e comment section. Message us over so a. No wa share video ma onwa so enya bi ahwe. It is an phone ni bi e ka say NDC government is using National Security Council as a tool to intimidate others. E bi kire say no now no. Ghana abeye more or less a lawlessness country without laws. Just obi aye de ope. National Security Council Richard Japa edi animo. Yebeka ya eyesank of koye e de call kenofreta fie e ko ready honum lo me hold CCTV camera footage e ba ya omo nyina obi anim ba mu clear ema 7 e be ye dadwa ema ken oforiata kra esiu National Security Council say eye de no mu be ready ni fie omo je permission every court be why na omo that permit say omo me ni fie e me bo search eti obesi wo mo e wo ya ene anopanimu and the media news pop up say National Security Council ako ready former Bank of Ghana governor, that is Dr. Anderson. Omu ako ni fie ako ready honomo. Now this is why they went there. According to National Security Council, omu tiremu say they had the information said former Bank of Ghana governor, that is Dr. Anderson, or the sika ayes egu Bank of Ghana boxes mu eku e wo ni fie wo de kogu fie say tam je de wo da sika so dwale sika so wo sarakro de sika de sira o twitwe ne se a edura wo teto ne branch shiri twin si nyina ye sika je say sika bo ne ho efi ho bibia ye sika wo di sika tom prada bibia wo fi ho bia ye sika edomnya that information is okay ne ye be ko fie o akobo search but omuko fie ho no omu anko hu hwe omuko fie sika bia ni ho shi eni ho en ade omu saye ne se on se be kaya kenofrata ede no omuko ye nom no later CCTV camera footage e ba abontene e ma yehu omuko ye enim nanka OSP ebe se deny se enya no kre eye raid no eye settings OSP kre deny se raid no eye settings but later CCTV camera footage e ba ye no say no it wasn't settings but eye real set National Security Council and ko ready kenofrata ifie e this time na omuko Dr. Anderson ifie ko ready hono no first thing that they did was they destroyed the CCTV camera na e wo hono no omo destroy no the office omuko office e ko sese ne ma bebrebe e ma ade omo ye no Dr. Justice Shai abedin kuma o chirem se eye omu ene ma National Security Council permit any order say omunko former Bank of Ghana governor Dr. Anderson Ifie enkobo that kind of search.
Concerns are on two sides. There are a group of people who believe that the AG is actually being slow, and there's another group of people who are of the view that the AG is being aggressive. Last night there were some searches conducted in some homes, and the views are divided. But I would like to assure the public that we are, as much as we can, pursuing persons who are believed or are suspected to have looted, state assets, being money or other properties. We are committed, and work is going on day and night for that to be done. Most importantly, we are also doing so within the framework of rule of law, because as you may know, there have been instances in the past where persons who are suspected have been treated, have been arrested in manners that don't comply with the rule of law, where violation of human rights and other laws have been broken just because people are suspected. We've also witnessed instances where people have been put on trial for years without any evidence and without any conviction, without any trial. and they wake up, go to court, and they are just spending money on lawyers. We are determined, and when I say we, I mean my boss, the Attorney General. He is of the view, his policy is that he will not put anyone before any court without having sufficient evidence to prosecute the person. So the reason the reason for the delay we are seeing, or what most of the public are seeing as delay, is that we are making sure that we get it right, we get the evidence before we put someone in court. We are not in the business, or we will not be in the business of putting people before the court and now seeking permission to go and now look for the evidence. At least we must have what we call sufficient evidence to be able to put people before criminal court.
Council, so you're saying the searches, including the former BOG governor, was sanctioned by your office?
So the offices, there are so many. So if you look at how government works, we work with other institutions, and people submit complaints. So, but every search that you see, is part of the government framework to fight the corruption, and we'll take responsibility for the search that are happening. And we want to make it clear that those searches and the mode in which they were done in accordance with law. Warrants were procured and warrants were used to conduct those searches.
Thank you.
Now this issue, Anna and Afenyo Markin, so a press conference on that. Now Orlando State National Security Council and the NDC government, which them say NDC government is using National Security Council to intimidate other Ghanaians.
Security caucus is here to express its concerns about the growing lawless conduct of our national security operatives, who the government has unleashed on opponents, particularly the MPP appointees of former President Nana Addo Dankwa. The aim of this is to intimidate and frustrate them. We've heard of some raids, and in some cases, these so-called security operatives rob these officials when they are leaving their premises. First was a raid on the home of the former finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, led by one Japa, Richard Japa, a known NDC activist who described himself as Director of Operations and National Security. The majority leader, when this matter came before Parliament, apologized on the floor of the House in respect of this lawless conduct. At dawn yesterday, specifically at 5 a.m., Mr. Richard Japa was at it again. This time, he led armed men to the residence of Dr. Addison, the former governor of the Central Bank. According to Japa, he had a warrant to search the premises of Dr. Addison at his Roman Ridge residence. Again, when Dr. Addison inquired from him, he told him that he was looking for a vault, which to them, the man had some money, cash in it. They forced their way, overpowered the security, and entered his premises. This Rambo style approach must cease. This is the first time in the history of our country that a governor of a central bank is being subjected to such a treatment. Very traumatizing. In fact, at the end of their raid, they could not find anything. Unfortunately for the governor, some 10,000 cedis on his bed could not be found. So some of these hungry party food soldiers that they use, who parade themselves as national security operatives, after all, perhaps not even being paid, and they use this opportunity to steal. The governor's wife's earrings and necklaces were also not traced. They couldn't be found. In other words, those operatives stole these earrings and necklaces. Ghana is a mature democracy, and we should do better. 3 cars, official vehicles of the governor were also taken away, only to be informed later that they've been parked somewhere, so he should send his drivers to go and pick them around 4:30. A call came from this same Richard Chamba. Now, the question is, why this? Like we indicated earlier, our country has no room for lawlessness. These actions undermine democracy and weighing down investor confidence. If you have people investing in your country and they see these things happening to appointees, obviously it will lead to capital flight. Even the citizens of Ghana will not feel safe. They will withdraw from the financial sector. They will not keep their money here, and that would affect governance and the growth of our economy. We call on government to quickly bring a stop to these dastardly acts. These acts of intimidation and terror are relics of the past. They have no place in our democracy. Soon it could lead to some self-protection mechanisms from citizens and people whose lives and property feel threatened. We are a nation of laws. Even legitimate investigations or inquiries.
Ubet fachere wadwene amame. Ewo comment now no National Security Council omoji omo home na. That's it. They want to be in the trend. Because now nanka trend no Kevin Taylor ne Twino Jonas eno Yondon. Obu beef no anaka di twa week but I think say National Security Council want to steal the trend with their raid new more attack on other people ne a whole lot. Ubet fachere wadwene amame. Ewo comment section. Aha Penyah Blog Media.